We are live now.
Okay, Atif. So, welcome to Educare Taiwan's first live session. And we are planning to
Thank
do a
you.
podcast series. And you are our first guest. So, hello, everybody. This is Atif Ahmad from NTU. And he's already been in Taiwan for 6 months. And Atif, would you like to continue your introduction?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone. This is Atif, and I'm here in NTU. I'm studying for my PhD. I came here on February, and Educare Taiwan has helped me a lot during my application process. So I'm very thankful to them, and I'm really happy to share my experience and maybe help some of you who are looking to pursue higher education in Taiwan. So sure, let's get it started.
And again, thank you so much, Atif, for doing this and telling your experience and your journey to others so that they can also maybe learn from it or get some motivation. And again, I forgot to mention that you are from NTU, which is the best
Yeah.
university in Taiwan. It has 62 QS ranking, if I'm not wrong, for
Yes.
2025 and the first ranking in Taiwan. So I don't think anybody else could be a better person for our first podcast series. And again, thank you very
Thank you.
much
Thank
for
you.
doing this. We'll
Really
keep
happy to
it
do
fun.
that.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So we'll keep it very fun and very not so formal. And we'll start with some rapid fire questions, which you can
Okay.
answer in a few words. And it will
Yeah,
all be about Taiwan and your journey. Okay.
for sure.
So, okay, let me just get started. And so, Atif, can you share your first culture shock moment in Taiwan?
Um, yes, the first one and also the biggest one was the lack of UPI. Uh, so I mean, of course,
Yeah.
I knew that there won't be UPI here, but it's only after coming here I realized how much of my life actually depended on UPI. So it took me a solid month to get adjusted into the card and cash culture here. But once I got adjusted with that, I feel like it's very convenient. It's actually really, really convenient. And that was just me probably getting homesick.
Right. Actually, Taiwan is really technologically advanced, but there are few things
Yeah, it
that,
is.
we can be proud of about India also that, like everywhere in India, like even rickshaws, sabjiwala, everybody would have UPI. Like even if I go to the
Exactly.
smallest temples, like even the flower vendors have UPI. But in
Yeah.
Taiwan, we mostly use cash. In Japan too,
Yeah,
in
mostly
Japan, we
cash
use
and card.
cash.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a good one, though. That's a good one. Mm, okay. So, Atif, you must have tried some Taiwanese snack by now. Uh, which one is your
Hmm.
go-to snack?
So I'm not very big fan of snacks, but I really like drinks and desserts. So this is I have it right now. This is drink stores bubble tea, milk tea. So
Oh,
of course, it's Taiwan is famous for bubble tea, and I really really enjoy it. And I was actually not a big fan of this uh, at first because again I never had bubble tea before coming here. So it's a funny story because I did not know what bubble is in bubble tea. So when I had the bubble tea for the first time, and when the first bubble tea, went into my mouth, I was so surprised. I'm like, oh my God, do I have to chew? I have to work hard for this. I just wanted it to go down my throat easily, but no, I have to chew. So that was, but once I started to expect the bubbles, I actually really enjoy it. I
yeah.
really like the bubble tea and chewing. So yeah, it's nice. I really like it.
Oh, that's a good one too, because I am sure that the bubble tea grows on you, and everybody you will meet in the
Yeah,
first 6 months will ask you to just try that because that's the most famous drink in Taiwan. And
it is.
yeah. So that's great. And I think now this like since you've tried bubble tea, it means that you have grown, like you have already been in Taiwan for a couple of months because it's a must do, like for someone who just
Yeah,
goes to Taiwan, right? Okay, great.
yeah, and I feel like I have bubble tea almost 3 times a week.
Yeah, you will turn into a Taiwanese very soon. 4 years there.
Yeah, sounds like.
Okay, so the next rapid fire question would be, what was your first impression of Taiwan? For example, I'm sure, it must be like different from where you lived in India. So can you tell us about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. The biggest difference is, of course, the cleanliness and how well organized everything is.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really like how clean everything is, how well organized everything is, how convenient the public transport is. Like, don't get me wrong, Delhi has an amazing metro system, but Taiwan is still like it's great. It's so cheap, it's so easy to get around, and yeah, I feel like. But also, um, what's surprising is that I cannot find dustbins anywhere. Like it's so rare to find dustbins here, but
Mm.
it's also so clean, which is so ironic. It doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but it works. So yeah, that's the biggest difference between I feel like almost anywhere
Mm.
in India than to Taiwan.
Mm.
But also my hometown in India is also it's sort of like out of the city, so it has very much a natural beauty to it, and it's also very clean. But the city is Ranchi. I'm from Ranchi, Jharkhand. City is quite chaotic and yeah, but the side that I live in, it's very pretty naturally. And some places in Taiwan actually reminds me of that,
Mm.
weirdly.
It's a good feeling to have to remember home.
Yeah.
See that. That's great. I'm happy that it happens. Then, okay, next would be, what is your favorite place on the NTU campus?
Okay. There's a lake right next to my building and my department building. And it's if you search on Google Maps, it will be Drunken Moon Lake, which is a really cool name for a lake, by the way. So that lake it's a small lake and it's very pretty. And I almost always go there in the evening when the sun is going down, just to sit there for 30 minutes, do nothing. So I think that is my favorite place in the whole campus. Another place is the most iconic one. I don't know the name, but it's the boulevard. The big road comes in the middle, and there are palm trees on the left and right.
Formosa? Is it Formosa?
Uh, no, the
Boulevard.
main the main road that goes into the NTU, and
Oh,
there's the main library that is visible. That is just a stunning view. So
yeah.
yeah, I like that. But the lake is my favorite. It's really peaceful.
Yeah. I always tell people that Taiwan is very underrated. People don't know that
It
it
is.
can be
It's
so
super
beautiful
underrated.
right next to
Yeah,
where you are living, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Because in India, usually we have to travel to get to see something beautiful,
yeah,
but in
yeah,
Taiwan,
of
you're
course.
living inside the beautiful.
Yeah, and no doubt India has some stunning places. Like, of course, but everything is super far away. And yeah, Taiwan, although I haven't been, I mean, there are some amazing, stunning places,
Mm.
but the top of India, but Taiwan is on average really good. But still, India has some really stunning places. I mean, look at
Of course.
Kashmir, look at the Northeast. Look at Kerala. We have some beautiful places.
Yeah, and of course, India has its own beautiful places, but just the
Yeah.
contrast, you will India is so huge
Yeah,
and Taiwan is so small.
yeah,
And still, will
yeah.
have
Still, there's a lot of, and everything is very close by, which I really like. It's
Yeah,
just if I feel like I want to go somewhere, like, okay, let's go this weekend. There's
exactly.
no thought uh, put into that. I can just think of going and I can just leave my home. So that's nice.
Yeah, that's an amazing feeling. Yeah. Okay, Atif, next question would be, what is your favorite thing to do on weekends?
Hiking. That
Oh.
was easy. That was the easiest question till now.
Tell us more though,
Because
how do you manage PhD and hiking together? Like, how is that possible?
so the great thing about here is it's a 5-day week, and professors do not expect you to work on weekends. So they won't call you, they won't email, they will email you actually. My professor have, but they won't expect a reply on the weekend. They might email you, but they won't call you and they don't expect a reply or they don't expect you to work on the weekends. So I feel like on weekend, even if I have a lot of work, I can definitely spare one day uh, to just go somewhere, hike a little bit, sit in the nature, enjoy the view, and come back. And even most of the things is so close by, like you said, I would still have enough time if I have a lot of work to do. I would still have a lot of time to just go back to my lab and maybe work at night till 10 or 11 p.m. after dinner. It's nice. Yeah. Hiking is my favorite. Yeah, I really, really enjoy that. And everything is so close. I feel like I can do that almost every week for a few years.
That sounds great. Like, I want to do my PhD now. Like, why not? Really. You make
Yeah.
it sound really, really good though. Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, but don't get me wrong. PhD is stressful as well. So
Yeah, I'm sure. No,
proceed with
I
caution.
haven't done my master's, so I have to first move to
Okay,
master's.
okay.
All right. Okay. So moving on from this, Atif, let's go to
Okay,
your journey to NTU. And so that the
okay.
audience gets a little bit about, how did you come to NTU, or what made you decide for NTU and Taiwan, studying in Taiwan?
Yeah, 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 of
So
course.
can you tell us a little bit about how, what made you choose Taiwan as your study destination?
So it wasn't really an immediate decision, or it wasn't something that I have been planning for a very long time. Not really, because I was looking for other countries as well. I was looking to apply for other countries as well, and the thing that changed it was that I worked. I was working in IIT Bombay as a project assistant, and while working there, I read a paper that was written by my current supervisor. So I was like, okay, I like this paper and I like the work that they have done, and it's similar to what I am interested in. So I figured that, hey, maybe I can reach out to that supervisor. So that was the first initial kick that, okay, I'm interested in a Taiwanese university. And then I started exploring more things that came out of Taiwan, more research papers, and I started to explore more universities. And I realized that it's very underrated and it's actually a really great place to pursue research, in my field, especially because it's condensed matter physics, which is very closely related to material science. So, semiconductors, and Taiwan is known for semiconductors. So, definitely. So, that's what made me realize, okay, maybe let's try a place which is really good for research, but also underrated so that I have my chance as well. So, yeah, that's what made me choose.
Well, I'm sure, and I promise you that it will not disappoint you. Like, you'll really, really
It
like.
hasn't yet.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
So I think we can correctly say that the destiny brought you to Taiwan, because we're not even looking, like you said. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't looking, but then once I got interested, I was like, okay, I want to go to Taiwan.
that's great.
So, yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about your major? You said it's condensed matter.
Yeah, it's condensed matter physics.
Okay.
So I am pursuing PhD in physics and in particular computational condensed matter physics. So it's sort of in between of experimental physics and theoretical physics. We use computers and we use coding to do the experiments and to simulate the experiments using the theoretical models uh, based on quantum physics
Hmm.
uh, to study what would happen if we were to do an experiment. So that's my major.
I always have this one question about in my
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
about
yeah.
quantum computers that
Okay.
will they break all the security protocols that are going on in the banking system and everything? Like, is this
I
anywhere?
am. That's a great question, but also that's not really a great. I mean, I'm not an expert in quantum computing.
Hmm,
I
okay.
use supercomputers to calculate these, but there is definitely a risk to encryption. But there's also, uh, uh, I mean, more than the risk, it's actually more difficult. From what I've heard and what I've read, it's actually more difficult to decrypt the passwords if you are using a quantum computer.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it. Okay, I'm kind of nerding out, but uh, to explain it in a more simple way, classical computers works on 0 or 1, and
Right.
quantum computer works on 0 and 1. So basically, quantum computers can have states that can have that can be both on and off at the same time. So how do you
Hmm.
guess whether it's on or off? And there will be a lot of different switches. So guessing that is difficult because it collapses. I mean, whether it is on or off is realized at the end of the at the so you have one computer, you have two computer, right? So in this middle, it's in the superposition, so it can be either one or two, one and two. So it can be one and two, but on the computers, they are exactly uh, the value that you have set.
But we'll keep this topic short. But actually, in this
Yeah,
class,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's.
the thing is that you have to do hit and try to guess the password now. But in quantum computers, it said that in one go, the because of the superposition, it can guess the password in the first go because
I.
all the places are
Mhm.
zero and ones at the same time. So it just guesses the
Uh,
password at the first guess. But I'm
I
not
have not
sure.
I have not read about that. I might have to look into it. I don't think I can comment on that yet.
No problem. This is not the agenda
Okay,
for
okay.
today. We'll move on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, sure. So you said you are doing PhD in condensed matter, which is
Yeah,
related to
yeah, yeah.
physics and material science. May I
Yes.
ask you, like, what motivated you to do a PhD at all?
Okay. Um, so I really, really love the subject, the physics subject. And I fell in love with this subject 10 years back in before high school during my ninth and 10th standard. So at that time, I knew that I wanted to do something with physics. Uh, I don't know, I didn't know if I would want to pursue research or some tech field or whatever. But anyways, fast forward to now, uh, my love for that has grown and also uh, shrinken into a particular field, which is magnetism, which is one part of condensed matter physics. And I am always really curious that, okay, how can something apply force without even touching the other thing? So I feel like that is the
Mm.
baseline of my curiosity, and it grows from there. And I really like learning things about physics, and I feel like with every new thing I learn, the excitement grows. Although the process of learning can be a bit stressful, but the end result keeps me satisfied. So I feel like PhD is one natural pathway for me to keep learning and to keep growing, and also to share my knowledge. I really like, as you might have guessed, I really like nerding out and talking about things that
Yes.
I study. So yeah,
Yes, and that's very good actually. Like if you like to share, other people can learn from you, you know. So that's
yeah.
great. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, moving to the next question, can you tell us
Mhm.
how about the admission process? Was it difficult? Did you get any scholarships, or and how did
Uh,
Educare Taiwan help you?
okay. So three questions. First of all, did I get any scholarship? Yes, I have gotten a scholarship from, it's an internal scholarship from NTU itself, and it covers my tuition fee and it pays me a monthly stipend. So yeah, that is great. Um, and the first question was, sorry,
Was the admission process difficult? Like what?
yeah, admission process. So admission process, I feel like the initial stage is the most difficult. And by that, I mean emailing professors, getting a reply, and scheduling an interview, and actually doing well in the interview. That is the
Hmm.
initial process that you have to do. It doesn't matter where you're applying, anyways, be it in Taiwan or any other country, you have to always reach out to the professor,
Great.
schedule an interview, and do well. Once you have the, you know, uh, yes from the professors, you're quite good to go, and everything else is just online formality procedure. So that part is not really difficult. You just have to sit at home and do stuff. And of course, Educare Taiwan helps me in doing that. And, of course, that formal procedure will have SOP, autobiography, research proposal, and all that. So you have to write that uh, after you are done pretty much with the interviews and all. So yeah, it is quite competitive because it's NTU. But once you get past, once professor says yes, you're pretty much good to go. So good luck. And
Yeah.
there was a third part of the question as well.
It was that were you satisfied with Educare Taiwan and how did they help you with
Oh yeah, of course,
their
of
help?
course.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was really, really satisfied because um, so before Educare Taiwan, I was applying by myself, and I did reach out to many of my seniors who are studying abroad, and they tried to help me, but it was always a very generic help or very generic, you know, uh, suggestions which I mostly could get by Googling. So yeah, and I tried to use that, and I did get a few replies from some professors, but I couldn't really secure an interview or get a good response. So I wasn't really sure where I was going wrong.
Hmm.
Because I know I have a strong profile. I know I have a good research background. So where am I going wrong? So that's where, and that was around the same time when I was deciding, okay, maybe I want to go to Taiwan. And that's where Instagram algorithm helped me, because Instagram is like, hey, remember you were thinking about Taiwan? Here's Educare Taiwan. So yeah, I reached out, and I talked to Megha ma'am, and
Correct.
she explained a lot of procedure to me, and it was super helpful from there. And Lynn ma'am also really really helped me write my SOP, autobiography, and all that in a very proper way, and they have guided me to do that. It's not like they did that for me, because a lot of consultancy do this. A lot of consultancy just take the money, do the things you're supposed to do, and send you abroad. And I feel like that is okay, that works, but me personally, I would not learn anything from that.
Exactly.
And with Educare Taiwan, I had to do all the hard work. I was getting the guidance, but I still wrote what I wrote. I still did all of the hard work myself, and I feel like, okay, I have accomplished what I have
Mm.
actually accomplished as well. And that also helped me. And today, there's a lot of my friends and acquaintances who are trying for abroad admissions. Doesn't have to be Taiwan, but I feel like I'm in a position to actually help them rather than giving generic suggestions because I know what worked for me now.
Correct.
So yeah,
Thank you so much for your feedback. And it really means a lot because
uh,
what you said is exactly what we believe in, that we want to make students also
yeah,
understand what is the process like, what you need to be in a position to get an admission. It's not just, that we get you admitted. We help you,
yeah.
become that version of yourself that you can get admitted into the, maybe the best university in Taiwan. So thank you, Atif.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about this, and that's why also I have a big respect for you guys, and that's why I wanted to just come online and talk to you guys again.
Thank you so much because it means a lot, and I'm sure that this YouTube video will motivate a lot of students because, like we talked now, Taiwan is very underrated. We want more students to get to know
It
about
is,
and what opportunities it can offer.
yeah,
Okay.
of
Uh,
course.
okay. Thank you, Atif. We'll move on and talk about your life at NTU. Can you tell us a little
Okay.
bit about how are your classes like, or how is your relationship with your professor like? Are they supportive?
Yeah, for the most part, but I feel like there will be good and bad professors in every university.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to be careful with that. But in general, the professors are really nice and they are really helpful. And the classes are so there's one big difference between India and here is that in India we usually, let's say, we have classes daily for around 1 hour, right, in most of the universities. And let's say you're taking a 3 credit course, okay? Uh, so you will have 3 classes in a week for 1 hour in India. But here, what they have is you will only have one class, but for 3 hours, which at first is very overwhelming because, oh my God, I have to focus for 3 hours. That's scary. But once you get used to it, I feel like that is actually really helpful because then you get a whole week for yourself to revise the concept that you have learned. And that is one big difference between the classes. And another difference is that you are responsible for the classes you take. In India, if you're doing a master's degree or even a PhD in some cases, you have a whole, like, you have a whole schedule set by your university that okay, for the first semester you're taking these classes, for the second semester you are taking these classes, but here you have to choose the classes that you want to take and that will be helpful. And that is also a big difference. I am not sure which one I prefer, but it has been working for me till now, so that's great. And the professors are, in general, very helpful. Again, there will be good and bad seeds everywhere. My professor is really nice, generally, and very helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, but also some if you are looking for professors in Taiwan, make sure that you do like during the interview process, once you reach that part, during the interview process, make sure you understand his accent because that is a big problem.
Hmm.
Because a lot of professors, even though they know English quite well, their accents are very difficult to understand. So make sure that you are like you know that okay, I can understand this professor and I won't have a communication gap between myself and my professor. So yeah.
Hmm. That's true and that's understandable. Very valid. Can you also tell us a little about the research facilities in Taiwan and India? Because you are also from IIT Bombay, so
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have the first-hand experience of the best university in India and Taiwan. So did you
Yeah,
see difference? How was it different? Equipments, research labs, anything?
yeah, big difference actually. In my case, since I'm from computational physics, I will tell you my case. So the group, I was in IIT Bombay in the TCMP group, and we used the supercomputers, the cluster computers in the department, Department of Physics. So we used that, and the most powerful the cluster computer that we had is the least powerful one that we have here in Taiwan. So it's definitely much better. Yeah, the research facilities are much better here. So that was my experience, and I have heard from my friends, my roommates that who are in experimental physics, that they have really, really great equipments. They have really amazing research facilities. So yeah, research facility is actually pretty good here. And of course, it will be if you are looking for especially material science or physics or engineering fields,
Hmm.
it it is known for that.
That's amazing. That's a very good analogy for students to imagine, like how big a difference is and what Taiwan can offer them again at a very
Yeah,
affordable, I think, fee structure. Because uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
another follow-up question, like, does the stipend university offers you covers your living expenses more or less? Like, do they
Yeah, 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 it does. It does. So here in NTU, if you are getting the internal scholarship, the stipend depends on your professor and not really the university. So there can be like me, there can be two people getting the same scholarship,
Hmm.
but they might have different stipends because they are from different labs and they are
Correct.
working under different supervisors. The
Hmm.
stipend that my supervisor gives me is more than enough for living here and for even going out and for having expensive food almost every weekend and still be able to save some money. So it's nice. Compared to the corporate and all the other jobs
Hmm.
in general everywhere in the world, PhD students are obviously paid less. So I don't want to compare with them.
Hmm.
So comparing within the PhD circle or the academia circle, I feel like uh, at least my professor does pay pretty well to me. And about my friends as well, they don't pay very less. Like they do, like some professors do pay lesser than that, but I feel like even that is more than enough to live here. And
That's it.
yeah,
That sounds like a very good life. Do your research 5 days, go for a hike, eat some good food, and everything is covered. And especially when you're
yeah,
living in Taipei, which is, I think, the most expensive city in Taiwan. So
yeah,
if
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Taiwan is covering Taipei, you are living in Taipei, I'm very, very happy about that. Um,
Yeah, but also everything is very cheap inside the campus as well.
hmm.
So if you want to save money, it's almost everything is very cheap, quite literally the half the price of outside. So it's very so if you're in NTU, you are gonna save a lot of money.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
telling this to students that even though you see the living cost of Taiwan in Google or somewhere, but when you are living
Yeah,
as a student, they have a lot of student streets, student everything about students. They give
yeah,
towns or stuff like that, so it is
exactly.
pretty easy to manage your expenses.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks for just confirming that for everybody.
yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so what about your life in Taiwan? Do you have a lot of international people around you? How diverse is the student community there?
Okay, so it is quite diverse. It is quite diverse, but it's also the international community is small, as in most of the people you will see will be Taiwanese people.
Hmm.
But yeah, there are a lot of international students as well, and within that group, it's very diverse. Like I have met people from uh, Philippines, Morocco, Jamaica, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, UK, London, France, US. So it is quite diverse. It's a small community though, but it's very diverse and it's really nice. I feel like the more we encourage here other people to come here, it will grow, but definitely
Right.
not as many people as Canada or US or UK. Of course.
Hmm. That's true. That's true for, even Indian students. I was there in 2016 and I barely saw any Indian student at that time. I felt like I'm the only one,
Yeah,
like in the, everywhere around me. But now
yeah,
I went there last year. I saw a lot of
yeah,
Indians,
yeah,
coming here and there, and I was so happy to see that.
yeah,
So
yeah. There's a lot of
that's
Indians and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis as well.
now Taiwan has a mixed community, and they're trying to be very
Yeah,
bilingual about that also. They're not closed
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so that's good to hear. Atif, we get one more question a lot.
Mhm.
Please help us answer this. That do you
Yeah.
feel safe in Taiwan?
Oh, yeah, of course. Taiwan is very, very safe, incredibly safe. I feel like over the past 6 months, I haven't even heard about one crime, even as small as uh, theft or pickpocketing. I haven't heard about that. I do follow news, but it is quite safe, even if you're roaming around at night. MRT works till 12, and MRT means metro. Um, it works till 12, and even after that, it's quite chill. It's very safe. I Yeah, I don't think you should worry about that. Like I cannot explain it. It's super safe.
Thank you.
It's yeah, and I have been to many cities in India, and Mumbai has been one of the safest places that I've been to. And I would say that it feels even safer than that. In Mumbai, I would still roam around at 3 a.m. and not worry about that. And it's almost the same situation here. It's very safe. It's very, very safe. No, don't worry. It's safe. It's really safe for girls. It's really safe for guys.
Right.
And yeah,
So,
safety is.
sometimes
Rules are very, very, very strict here.
correct.
People really follow the rules.
People really follow the rules. That's true. I was there during the COVID times, and I remember that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there was no lockdown, because everybody followed wearing the
Oh,
mask
really?
so
Uh-huh.
so strictly. And before
Yeah,
COVID even got there, and even after COVID left the country, like they were following
yeah.
it strictly that there was no lockdown the entire time.
Yeah, they still wear mask. I see a lot of people.
See,
It's pretty common. Yeah.
yeah. So
And if you come as a student here, you also get NHI, which is National Health Insurance, which makes the healthcare much cheaper. It's already cheap, but it's much cheaper. And it's safe in that regard too, because if you suffer from, if after coming here you suffer from something, uh, you will get a good treatment here and uh, an insurance as well. And your university covers that. You don't have to do anything extra. Your university does the paperwork, your university does everything. You just get a card, but you get it after like 6 months of coming here. So make sure you don't eat too much of troubling food for the first 6 months because yeah, after 6 months you will get that health insurance and you'll be good. Till then,
yeah,
don't eat too much,
you
but still it should be pretty cheap. Yeah, uh,
you just completed
considering
your
your
six.
stipend.
Ate, but you just completed your 6 months, and my advice would be you also don't go rogue. You have to, you also don't need to, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that you need health insurance to cover. Just Correct. Okay. Also, what about China, Taiwan tensions? Do you feel anything that the people around are scared, or the people in the university are scared, or are you scared about that, or things are
Um,
around you?
no, not really. People don't really talk about it. I don't feel any immediate threat from that,
Okay.
from China-Taiwan situation. I haven't been following the political situation very closely, which is a mistake, I know. But
No, just
yeah,
focus on.
after coming here, I'm like, what is the point of following a political situation now? Because I'm already here. But no, in general, people are not really worried about that. People don't really talk about that much. We are very chill here, and I am not really the best person to ask this right now.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just in general, because I also feel that
Just in general, the vibe
life
is
is pretty
pretty
normal.
great. Like no
Right.
one, yeah, no, it's very normal. No one is talking about that. No one is worried.
Okay, that's great.
It's, yeah.
That's good to hear that everybody's normal, everybody's doing their own thing and just
Yeah, that
focusing
means
on their
that there's no
studies.
immediate threat. Yeah, exactly.
Correct. Last question, like, do you had any
Okay.
impression of Taiwan before coming to Taiwan, or like, did it change, or it was entirely new impression for you?
Um, the impression that I had of Taiwan before coming here and after coming here is pretty much the same, actually.
Okay.
Because before coming here, I thought that it would be like a smaller version of Japan.
Hmm, that's true.
From what we have seen online, I haven't been to Japan. I hope one day I can. But yeah, I feel like a lot of culture is the same, is very similar, not the same, but a lot of
Correct.
culture that I see online is very similar.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's great. And I really, really recommend that you should definitely go to Japan once in your PhD studies, because it's very close to you now. From India is very
yeah,
far.
yeah, yeah,
Now it's only 1.5 hour away.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you can do plan it before you come back to India, or, before you finish your studies. It will be a really, really good
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Okay, so Atif, this was the last question from my side. Now Kritika has only 3 to 4 more questions for you, and then we'll just let you
Okay.
go and do your hike or your studies, whatever, up to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Kritika, then you can take over.
Thank you, Priya. Okay, so Atif, we have a very common question from a lot of students. It is that is Mandarin important in daily life or your studies? So, what's your take on that?
It's helpful. It's not mandatory, it's not important, but it will definitely be helpful in your daily life, outside of academics. But inside your university, for the academics, everything is in English. Your course is in English, your books is in English. There's actually almost every important courses that you are supposed to take has an English version and a Chinese version. So you can choose to take the in English version or the Chinese version. I don't know Chinese. I take or Mandarin, so I take the English version. And your life is pretty much chill in the academics. It's everything is in English in academics. But outside the campus, it's definitely helpful to know a little bit of Mandarin. But as long as you have the mighty Google Translate, I feel like you don't have to worry. I always have, I mean, I have my phone always, of course, everyone has that phone, and install Google Translate and roam around Taipei, no worries. It's really not difficult. And knowing one or two helpful phrases would be nice. Like, you know, can you put more sugar in my bubble tea? Something like that. So, yeah, it's helpful, but it's not mandatory. I don't know Mandarin either, and I'm pretty fine.
That means if you have taken up any English course, then it's no problem. It's quite convenient.
Yeah, 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 it's no problem at all. So in English courses, the instructors are required to teach in English, even if the students, even if the students sometimes they do ask questions in Chinese. So from my experience in the courses I have taken in English, the professors they try to explain it, even if they do explain it in Chinese. After they are done explaining in Chinese, they make sure that they explain it in English as well. Explain that whatever the doubt the person has. So it has been it hasn't been a problem for me, and this was the case in my class where I was the only international student. So he did that just for me, by the way. Everyone else knew Chinese. So yeah, it's fine.
That's great.
If you're taking the English course, it will be in English. You don't have to worry about
Okay. Atif, moving on, I would like
that.
to know if there's any advice that you want to give to all the Indian students who are planning to apply to NTU right now.
Buckle up because it's starting. Uh, the application process is starting, I think, from 4th August. So reach out to professors as soon as possible and do your process as soon as possible because there will be this whole August and think the early September, the application portal will open and you will be applying formally here. So yeah, that is the advice. And another advice, which I have already said, but in case some people missed it, this is a very big and very important advice. I have two advices. Number one is make sure that you understand your professor's accent during the interview so that you don't have any communication gap. And number two, once you have uh, once you are have selected a professor or a few professors are in your mind, reach out to the lab members. We are more than happy to help and ask them about the environment in the lab, how the professor treats their students, because that is important. As I said, almost everywhere in the world there will be good professors and bad professors. You don't want to make you want to make sure you end up in the good professor's lab. So yeah, reach out to us. We are more than happy to help.
Exactly. And the deadlines are approaching soon. So if anybody is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interested, they can just drop comments below.
Yeah.
All right. So last question, Atif, from my end is, what's that
Mhm.
one thing that you wish that you have known before coming to Taiwan?
Um, a little bit more of Mandarin. Uh, yes, because as I said, it's not important, it's not mandatory, but it definitely helps you in the daily life. It definitely helps you if you want to go out and explore Taiwan, interact with locals, make friends. It's definitely helpful. So right now, I don't really have much time for learning a new language. So I feel like I should have done a little bit of that before. So if you have time, just hop on Duolingo or something and learn a bit of Mandarin or Chinese.
Mm. Right. Okay. So we don't want to take up a lot of your time. There are some
Yeah,
questions in
it's
the
fine.
comment box, and we can
Okay.
maybe move on and ask those.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, sure. No problem.
All right. So the first question is, what CGPA is required if you want admission in NTU?
So CGPA is not really a big eligibility factor here. So even if you have a low CGPA, like 8 CGPA, I feel like as long as you are above 8, you don't have to worry about. So above 8 is very good. Again, this depends department by department. So I will suggest to go to OIA NTU. OIA is Office of International Affairs, National Taiwan University. Just search that, go to their page, and there is at the application portal, there is a list of all the departments and their eligibility criteria. And there you can see if your CGPA is good enough to be eligible for that or not, because it varies via department. But I feel like in general, if you are above 8 CGPA, then you are good to go. You should be good to go.
Okay. So somebody asked, what is the maximum time it takes to complete PhD, especially in science and engineering streams?
Maximum. Maximum is like at the far end. So maximum is very long, can be long. It depends on you. Uh, NTU, my department has a policy of 7 years. So you have to graduate within 7 years. I think that is what I remember from reading the rules 5 months back. So yeah, I think it's 7 years on average in physics. And I have something that I have heard in within the College of Science community is on average you do take like more than 4 years and around 5 years. So because for the first 2 years you have to take courses, and that definitely hampers how much you are doing research. So in general, 5 year is the average thing. Maximum it is around 7 years, but in other departments I have seen some people, don't be scared, but I have seen some people who are doing their PhD for 9 or 10 years as well. But yeah, again,
That's too much.
go to your, yeah, that is too much. That is too much. But in general, the average is 5 years, so don't worry. Uh, because those maximum happens at very exceptional cases.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah.
What
So
about
average is
minimum?
around 5 years.
What about
Minimum is 4 years. 4 years minimum. Because you have your scholarship is when you come here, your scholarship is guaranteed for 4 years. You don't have to renew or anything if you're getting the internal NTU scholarship. So it is minimum for 4 years. I don't think I have met anyone who has completed in 3 years here.
we
So
had one
4 to 5.
we
Yeah.
had one student though, Kritika, and others that who completed his PhD in 3.5 years. So I think it really
Oh,
depends
that is
on the
great.
professor. Huh, that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, 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 yeah.
depends
Yeah,
on
so
your
that
professor
is
and all
great
this.
because it's only been 6 months, so the sample size is less.
Correct.
So I feel like you guys would be more helpful for that. But in general, your scholarship is covered for 4 years, and then after that you have to renew it.
Correct.
Okay. So what is the usual monthly stipend for PhD students?
Uh, I would say around above 15,000 NTD, around 20 to 25,000 NTD, um, and my around 30, even 30, it touches to 30,000 NTD as well. I'm getting 30,000 NTD, and as you go along, after 2 years, it will increase. So after the coursework is done, generally professors do increase your salary. Uh, it can go from 30,000 to 50,000 per month. So that is pretty good.
All right. So somebody asked, does the whole PhD application process, what is the timeline from applying to getting the final decision from university?
Um, so it's starting this last year, it started in September, and I got my results in November of 2024. This year it's starting early, August, but I feel like it's also the result schedule is also in November. If you give me 1 minute, I can check that. Just maybe you can ask, you can look for other questions as well.
So we also want to understand what is the budget. So what is the budget required to complete your PhD in Taiwan?
Okay, so budget as in monthly, how much expenses or what do you mean?
If you are completing your PhD, let's say in 4 years in Taiwan, what would be the total estimated budget?
No, I think her question or like what the person would want to ask is that
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
we also recommend all the students to have at least 3 to 5 lakhs because what happens is when you first get to Taiwan, I'm sure it
Yeah,
happened to you
yeah,
also, you don't have the bank
yeah,
account. So the
yeah,
university cannot transfer to you. So you need to carry some money at least. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
also for applying or your flight tickets, everything, just overall budget for that.
So for the initially when you're arriving here, how much you should carry or something like that, I would say that okay, it depends on where you are. I feel like this is a very good question for the Educare team because you guys have experience with multiple people. I only have my own experience, and in my experience, I started getting my salary after 1 month already. So I did not have to carry too much. But I feel like having, if you are being very cautious about money, around 15,000 per month, as in should be fine enough. And take a plus minus of, let's say, 6 to 7,000 NTD, because when you initially come here, you would want to get a lot of things like beddings and a, a lot of other things, hair dryer maybe, I don't know, some things, some essential things. So yeah, for the first month, I think around 30,000 NTD would be more than good enough for the first month. But yeah, just take multiply it by 2 or 3 just to be safe.
Yeah. Uh,
In case you get your stipend later on.
Yeah, correct. I think that's a correct observation, Atif. Plus, from my side, I would like to recommend everybody to carry around 4 lakhs, or not carry, but at least have the budget of at least 5
Yeah,
lakhs before you start applying, because you don't want to be worried about money when you are in Taiwan or before during the application process. You want to be sorted and focus on your research, your studies, not the financials. And this includes everything, your flight, your first getting to Taiwan expenses, plus your visa process and everything that you need before or after reaching Taiwan. Even though your scholarship is covering everything, like, our motive is to get the students prepared for doing their research full time and not be worried about the budget or financials at all. So that's how we advise people to have, like, this sort of money at least.
yeah, that's actually a great advice because in my analysis, I completely ignore the flight expenses and all.
No worries.
So yeah, that's definitely reach out to Educare Taiwan if you have these questions. They will be helpful, very helpful.
Okay. Any more questions, Kritika?
There are a couple of questions related to the possibility of scholarships.
Okay.
So somebody is asking if MOE scholarship, what is the chance to get that or any scholarship from NTU?
Um, I don't really have the data to actually calculate the probability of getting the scholarship, but I feel like yeah, definitely apply for the external scholarships, whether it's MOE scholarship or NSTC scholarship and all. And they are quite good, some, and they are better than the internal scholarship. Because one more thing that I forgot to mention is that if you're getting the scholarship from NTU, the minimum amount that a professor can give you as a PhD student is 15,000 NTU. So you will get above that. You should get above that ideally. But MOE scholarships and NSTC scholarships, they give you around 40,000 or, around that, which is a huge difference. So I would really suggest you to apply for all these external scholarships because, it will be very helpful for you. But the one difference is that you have to renew it every year.
Correct, correct. Uh, I'll add to your answer. MOE
Yeah,
scholarship or any other scholarship you can definitely get, but there is also again a lot of competition. So it totally depends on your profile, what background you have, what research do you want to do, and you know uh, what strong points do you have? How do you put your profile forward? So that's where we come
yeah,
to everybody. So it only depends on the competition and your profile, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Kritika?
I think these are all the questions that we had
Okay.
from.
Okay, so Atif, last question for you. Do you have any questions for us? Like, do you want to ask anything
Oh,
or want to know anything about, I don't know, anything?
hmm. No, not really. I'm kind of blank
I'm
right now.
glad you answered all your questions before you went to Taiwan. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. So thank you so much, Atif, for joining us and sharing your experience. I am
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I'm 110% sure that a lot of students were motivated and they will be motivated once they see your experience. So thank you very, very much. And if we get an opportunity, we'll try to do another series if we have, few more questions after maybe 1 year
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
2 years, you go down.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Okay.
And thank you so much for doing this live. And for everybody who's watching this live, if you are thinking about studying in Taiwan, if you got some motivation from Atif, do reach out to us. And Educare Taiwan is here to guide you step by step. So do share, like, and follow us for more student stories from Taiwan. And this
Yeah.
one was
Thank you so
exceptional
much.
because this one was our first student for this podcast series and also from the best university again, Atif from NTU. So thank you
Thank you
everybody
so
for joining.
much.
Thank you so much, Atif.
Thank you, Atif. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Can I
So,
leave now?
Atif, you're free to go.
Oh,
Thank you so much. And I hope we didn't take
okay.
so much of your time, yeah.